Welcome back to the Collector's Channel, where I give you my LEGO investing opinion. This is for entertainment value only, it's not financial advice. Today we take a look at one of the most surprising LEGO sets of 2024. When I saw the first images of this set, I thought it was fan-made box art, with zero chance of LEGO making a set like this. Within about 24 hours of the first leaked images, we learned that it was based on the Disney show called LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. My understanding is this show will be released in September, so we'll see what kind of response fans have to this show. The last Disney Plus Star Wars show was The Acolyte, and what a mess. Disney will be lucky if they don't lose Star Wars fans. Not only was it poorly received by fans, the creator and at least one of the actresses got into a war of words with fans, and if you're a corporation like Disney, you just cannot let that happen. So we'll have to wait and see if LEGO comes out with any Acolyte sets. It might do more harm than good. But let's get back to Rebuild the Galaxy. The set I'm looking at is 75389, the Dark Falcon. We know the Millennium Falcon is one of the most iconic Star Wars ships, but we've never seen a variant like this. Even the name, the Dark Falcon, gives an instant classic and iconic feel to this set. With 1,579 pieces and a retail price of $179.99 in the US, you can tell LEGO thinks it can charge a little more than what a traditional 1,500-piece LEGO Star Wars set would go for. At $159.99, I think this set would have been one of the best values of 2024, but at $179.99, it's still decent for what I believe this set can become. And that is one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets for collectors and investors this year. The build itself looks incredible, and the black and red design is almost flawless in my opinion. Personally, I do not have any Millennium Falcons in my collection, but I'm near 100% that this will be the first one that I'm going to build. It's rare that a LEGO set has a near perfect look to it, and also has the matching minifigures. This looks like it could be that set. So let's look at the minifigures and see where they are today and where I think they'll be headed to in the future. First off, all 6 minifigures are exclusive, so that alone will give this set a bump in demand after retirement. Here are a few screenshots of where these figures are currently selling on eBay. As you can see, it's all over the map. So let's dig down and go over each figure, because some of these minifigures are most likely not going to go up in value too much over time, and a couple of them could skyrocket after retirement. The first minifigure is Beach Luke, probably one of the weaker figures in this set, but you never know. Currently it's selling for about $10 to $15 on eBay. I'm thinking this is only going to be a $5 to $7 figure at time of retirement. It's kind of an oddball figure, and with so many Luke Skywalker figures already out there, and LEGO making more every year, Luke has kind of become the Minecraft Steve of LEGO Star Wars. I'm just not seeing the demand and way too much supply when it comes to LEGO releasing Luke Skywalker figures every year. The second figure we are looking at is Jedi Vader, probably the most collectible figure from this set. There are thousands of fans that have LEGO Vader collections, so this is a must-add if you're one of those Vader minifigure collectors. Right now it's selling for about $25 to $50 on eBay, and I see it settling down to around $15 to $20 once the supply increases. I think we could see this one once again valued at $25 to $50 once it retires, probably around $25 a couple of years after it retires, slowly moving up to $50 5 or 6 years after retirement. The only thing that is a little questionable for me is not having silver or blue printing for the eyes, but overall it's a must buy for most Star Wars LEGO fans. If any of these figures has a chance to be a $100 minifigure 5 or 6 years after retirement, this is the one. On to Bounty Hunter C-3PO, probably my favorite C-3PO figure that they've ever made. The red eyes look great, and the leg and arm printing are really good from what I can see from the images. Currently selling for around $12 to $15 on eBay, and I see it settling in around $5 to $7 while the Dark Falcon is still on store shelves. 2 to 5 years after retirement, I can see this figure going for $8 to $12. C-3PO is a figure that LEGO releases nearly every year or two, so it's really tough for this C-3PO figure to really go up much higher than about $12 after retirement. Next we have Darth Dev, an exclusive figure which may never be made again as well. I'm assuming this is a new character for the show. It doesn't seem to be valued too much so far. It does have leg and arm printing. Overall, the print on this figure is really good and could be used for customizing Sith or dark side figures. Currently going from anywhere from $10 to $25 on eBay, but over the next few years, I do see it settling in at around $4 to $7, unless this figure becomes a fan favorite in the Rebuild the Galaxy show. On to probably my favorite figure in the set, the Darth Jar Jar. We finally get the Sith Lord figure we've always known Jar Jar to be when he helped the Chancellor get his emergency powers over the Galactic Senate, which in my opinion was one of the most iconic scenes in Attack of the Clones. No leg printing, so a little disappointing there. I do like the printing on his head and ears. I've never owned a Jar Jar figure and never wanted to own one until this one. Right now, this figure is going for anywhere from $15 to $40 on eBay. But I think it will settle in around $10 to $12, and after retirement, we should see it rise to being a solid $20 figure. I don't see another figure like this ever being made, and that's what you really want to look for when collecting and investing in minifigures. Last we have Darth Rey. To me this figure is a little plain with no arm or leg printing. You could almost just create your own figure and it would look similar. So I'm not banking on this figure being too collectible after retirement. Right now on eBay it's all over the map. I've seen it for as low as $10, but I've also seen it go for around $30. But I see it as a $4 to $6 figure while it's on store shelves. And after retirement, I think it will max out to around that $6 to $7 range. Maybe $10 if we continue to see LEGO inflation. So no real rush to run out and get this one if you want to add it to your collection. It should be very affordable, even 5 to 7 years after retirement. In my opinion, LEGO did a great job on giving us 6 exclusive figures that may never be made again. So from my value perspective, this set has the minifigures to drive the price a lot higher, especially when the next generation of LEGO fans wants to get these figures. Now I typically like to give you guys a comparison set when I look at my actual investment predictions, but in this case, I think we all know that most Millennium Falcons, when they do have some uniqueness to them, do fairly well. And in this case, I'm actually going to compare this to LEGO Set 75101, the LEGO Star Wars First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. And mainly because that set is a little different than almost all TIE Fighter sets, and that's how I look at this Millennium Falcon, especially with the red and black combination. So that set retailed for $69.99. It retired in December of 2017, and it currently sells for a solid $90 all the way up to about $120 on eBay when it is new, sealed, and in good condition. So from that perspective, we're almost looking at a doubling, and most TIE Fighters in that mid-range LEGO set size typically do not double in value from what I've seen. So in this case, when you're looking at the Dark Falcon, it has 6 unique minifigures. It is an extremely unique Millennium Falcon. I really feel you cannot miss on this set as long as the supply is not absolutely crazy after retirement. So now let's take a look at my investing predictions. After 1 year of retirement, I see this one going up to a solid $200. There is no profit. If you paid full retail price, you actually would probably lose about $20. Profit if you got this one 20% off, you could make about $16, maybe a little bit more. Even though this is a $180 set, I think there will be a lot of investors. I would say don't be scared away by this, because the minifigures alone in this set should make this set a long-term winner. 2 years after retirement, I see this one going to about $250, so profit if you paid retail, you would only make about $20. Profit if you got this one 20% off, you would make about $56. So in this scenario, this is about the first place where you should actually think about selling. We should see a slow climb higher for this set as investors start to unload their inventory. There should be a decent supply of this set, but that $180 price point should take out some of the investors for this one. Personally, I try to keep these larger sets at least 3 years to take away some of that supply, but some of you like to unload them a little sooner. 3 to 5 years after retirement, I see this one rising from about $280 all the way up to $320. Profit if you paid retail would be about $44 at 3 years, going up to around $76 at that 5-year mark. Profit if you got this one 20% off, I have it at about $80 after 3 years, going to around $112 per set after 5 years. For the sets I buy, I'm waiting until I can get at least $300 for this set, especially if I'm selling it on eBay where I have to pay selling fees. I base my estimates on selling online, so if you are selling local with no fees, you would obviously make more in profits if you sold it for around the same price. Now for a total set perspective, the reviews on Lego.com are coming in pretty strong so far. It's at a solid 4.5 plus stars, a few reviews saying the build was just okay and a little pricey, but you can say that about almost any Lego set nowadays, especially the ones over $150. The majority of the reviews absolutely love the minifigures and the look of the Dark Falcon. So far, the Lego Star Wars fans are very happy with this Millennium Falcon, which is something to look for when you're talking long-term demand of a Lego set. This set is so unique. In a way, it reminds me of the Christmas X-Wing set that was given to Lego employees during the holiday season back in 2019. It was set 4002019, the Lego Christmas X-Wing, and to this day I don't understand why Lego did not release it or something similar to it to the general public. If Lego came out with a yearly holiday set like this, for Star Wars fans, they would literally be printing money. They could have priced it at $100 to $120 and sold literally 1 million copies of it. In the aftermarket, it's going for about $900 sealed. The Dark Falcon will have nowhere near the scarcity, but I do think that once it retires, Star Wars fans that didn't buy it will inevitably get that fear of why didn't I get that while it was still on store shelves, and they will pay up for it. As a collector and investor, when you see a Star Wars Lego set that has little to no chance of being remade, it has to be on your radar. So don't let this one pass you by. Please leave a comment below on what you think about the Dark Falcon Lego set. Well, that's what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you something to think about. There are many more videos on the way. Thanks for watching and keep building your Lego empire.